You know, of course, the primary story that there's been regarding the movie industry and everything for the past year and a bit, Rob, is obviously the pandemic and all
Right.
that kind of stuff. And movies being delayed, some movies being canceled altogether. But of course, the biggest impact and footprint when it comes to the industry has been the theater industry. Movie theaters have been closed for a long time. They started reopening back up in certain places around the country. But of course, they weren't reopened in places like New York and Los Angeles, the two biggest markets. These two cities, Rob, these two cities alone account for almost 20% of the annual box office in the United States. Two cities by themselves make up nearly, I think the number is closer to 18%. And Los Angeles alone accounts for 10%. LA accounted for 10% of the 2019 box office. These are crazy numbers. So really, with those types of numbers gone, like the movie theaters and all in limited capacity, they've, for the most part, been just kind of shut down. Of course, a little while ago, we found out that New York was opening back up again. They are going to be opening their theaters. And now it sounds like Los Angeles may not be far behind. I've been keeping my fingers crossed, Rob, that by the time Godzilla vs. Kong comes out, I might actually not have to drive to Vegas to go see it. I might actually be able to see it here. There are reports now saying that by March 19th, just 9 days from now, the single biggest movie-going market in the country may be reopened. Now, this comes to us from the Hollywood Reporter. Let me read a little bit of it at length here because I think it's important. Because, again, if 10 full percent, the biggest market opens, this could mean a lot of things going wide. It says this: Los Angeles movie theaters may be only days away from reopening, albeit with a host of safety protocols, including 25% capacity and no more than 100 people in any auditorium. I fully support that. Cinemas across LA County, the top movie-going market in the country and home of the entertainment business, have been dark for nearly a year because of the pandemic. On Tuesday, based on Governor Gavin Newsom's reopening plan, the county moved from the purple tier to the less restrictive red tier after the number of COVID cases eased. And Rob, we've been talking about that. We've seen in California the COVID cases dropping consistently, which has been very good news. And not out of the woods, but at least that's very good news to see. It goes on. If that trend holds for one more week, cinemas will be allowed to reopen in time for the weekend of March 19th through 21st. Los Angeles, along with New York City, where theaters reopened last weekend, are key to any box office recovery. So true. These markets are key to any box office recovery. So this is a good sign. And listen, I'm all about doing things smart and doing them right. And it sounds like if they have the right plan in place, if they include, Rob, I feel the same way I do about movie theaters as I do about grocery stores or whatever. If you have the right safety protocols, if you handle things right, if people don't act like jackalopes, then everything should be okay. We should be all right. And they should be able to open these things. Again, I've gone to the theaters twice in the last year. Once to Las Vegas to see New Mutants, once to Orange County, Anaheim to go see Tenet. Both times, I felt very secure and very safe. I really loved their safety protocols. I felt better. I felt more at ease going into those theaters than I do into a grocery store. And I feel pretty good about our grocery stores. This could be a significant step, Rob. But it's only a step. But it could be a significant step with the reopening of New York, hopefully now Los Angeles, Kong versus Godzilla, Mortal Kombat, these things all coming. I think these will be tempered. These will be relatively small, yet important first steps, I believe, to heading back, to getting this thing back to whatever normal is going to look like eventually. But I think these are important first steps. Rob, you hear about this news. What's your breakdown of this?
Look, I think just like you said, when we have theaters open here in LA and in New York, New York City, we've got the powerhouse that the box office needs to come back. The real question is, John, are people going to go to the theater? And even though we have theaters open, if they're not at full capacity, is it still valuable enough for somebody like Disney to open a Black Widow? Are they going to get the kind of returns that they need to justify the expense of the films? And while I want to see Godzilla versus Kong in the Cinerama Dome, bruh. I mean, I'll be there. I'll go. I'll wear a wetsuit and a mask and a rebreather if I have to. But I just want to get into a movie theater. I want the ArcLight sells booze. I want wine in my hand. I want my Diet Coke. I want my popcorn. I want to sit there and I want to watch Godzilla on the big damn screen with laser projection and Dolby Atmos thundering sound. That's what I want, John. That's all. I dream about it. However, it's got to be done cautiously.
Yeah.
I think.
And that's going to be the key. It's how do they roll these out around? Because we know before the big shutdown, the National Association of Theater Owners put out a report that said, look, no COVID cases in the United States have been traced back to a movie theater yet. Like no COVID outbreaks have been traced back. If they can really go hardcore, I love the idea of limiting to 25% seating, have the hardcore, the temperature checks, the mandatory hand sanitizing. You know what I loved? One of the really cool things they did when I went to the 2 AMC theaters was that normally when you order a drink at an AMC, they give you the cup and then you take it to one of the many big machines that you can get your soda from, right? And I didn't even think about this, but do you want to go and be touching and putting your hands all over something 100 other people? So they did this one thing where you then take the cup and give it to another AMC person who will dispense the soda for you. So it's only one person ever touching. And I thought, you know what? I didn't even think about that. That was a great step to take. So here's hoping they do it right. I hope if they do get allowed to open that these stupid theaters don't decide, let's relax a little bit on the protocols. Stay hardcore to it. Make the course good because, damn it, I want to see Godzilla versus Kong. I want to see that aircraft carrier battle between Godzilla and Kong that's supposed to be like 14, 18 minutes, whatever. I want to see that on a damn big screen.
Yep.
I don't want to see that on a fucking TV in my living room. I want to see that on a big screen. I want to see Sub-Zero slice a fool open, freeze his spilling blood, and stab him with his own blood. I want to see that on a big screen. I'm really, really hoping we get to see this. So, I don't know. But again, safety first over everything else. Question is, guys, you hear about this news. It looks like New York is opening again. It looks like pretty soon we could have Los Angeles opening again. Maybe it's that first small step on the road to recovery. Maybe yes, maybe no. We'll have to wait and see. What do you guys think? Jump down into the comment section below and let me hear your thoughts. All right, guys.